Wow, we have 9 scrolls of an enchant weapon and 2 amazing artifacts that can make absolutely no use of that. Classic DCSS luck there. Drop some of the scrolls that we don't need to be carrying around at all times, and then let's read some identify and maybe get... I should have actually checked what we had unidentified still. Let's go for the scrolls, see if we can get one of the really fancy ones. Acquirement, Liao Lu Edge, something like that. It was a scroll of note, I guess, of last session. So this could be the one. This could be the prophesied scroll that we've been holding all of our hopes out for. Oh, holy crap, it actually is a scroll of acquirement. Okay, I'll take that one. Watched a troll thrower win today. Man, large rocks hurt. I've definitely heard that. Yeah, I've never had a run where I really got to take full advantage of that, but that's for both ogres and trolls. If you're able to train up your throwing skill, I've definitely heard that it's absolutely insane how much damage you can do. I guess the other kind of flip side of that is you also have to cross your fingers and hope that you find enough large rocks in your game to take advantage of. But okay, let's dive into the scroll of acquirement that we have called out since a week ago, apparently, as being a very, very important special scroll. Holy. And I don't think Book of Flames is any good for us. No, I don't think that's going to be necessary at this point, even if I did go into Training Fire in order to get Ignition castable, just because of how much I love that spell. I don't think we'd bother with any of the lower level stuff. Our Earth magic can completely take care of that. And then there's also the Staff of Earth, which is hugely tempting. That should get us a lot closer to LRD maxing out. And I guess that does help even for Iron Shot in the future, which will very much be powerful enough to carry us through a 3-rune game. Yeah, the Demon Blade of Draining is tempting in many ways for me, just to get an early Demon Blade, and we could throw all those enchant weapon scrolls on it for fun. But we'll very, very likely run into a plethora of Demon Blades throughout the course of the run. So it only makes sense, I think, to go for the Staff of Earth here. Try and get our spell power up. And yeah, it looks like Safid also says Staff of Earth in chat, so I see no problems whatsoever in picking that buddy up. We also don't need the gold at all. Oops. Accidentally hit enter instead of Y there, and solid. A Staff of Earth at our disposal. Does mean I'll do a quick rebinding with the equals key. Put my Leech Sword on A and my staff on B. The nice thing there is it also gives us something to hold in our hand when we're slinging spells, because up until this point I've just been holding Leech, but there's the off chance that we dodge something, get a riposte in, turn ourselves berserk, and then find ourselves in a bit of a scary situation. So it might be nice to have an offhand weapon here to switch to. Yo, glad to see you again, my friend. Hey, Psycho, how's it going? Hope your night is going well. I guess not necessarily night for you, night for me here, but your day in general, as it were. Sevid asks, can you enchant staves? I don't believe so. Could try for fun, but actually, why not? Let's give it a go, but I'm pretty sure. No, unfortunately not. Would make things a little bit too nice. There are the quarterstaves that you can enchant, of course, but those do require the skill to use as well here. But okay. Now to decide where we want to go. Almost 7 p.m. for you. I suspect we're in similar time zone within a few hours. Sounds like it. Yeah, just different sides of the continent here. Or I guess not even that far, because, yeah, an hour here. Hour or two. But as for where we're going next, we've finally gotten a tiny basis of defensive skills under us. Not quite enough for me to fully start feeling comfortable with myself. No. Ignorance was bliss last week, because I didn't think about how much I was neglecting my defensive skills last week, and I wanted to say just didn't have any problems, but that's most likely why we lost the couple of runs that we had at the start of the day, and only this one managed to take off due to just pure luck carrying me this far, along with a helpful side of Leech, of course. But because everything's looking there, I think, or looking good there, I should say, I think I will head to Orc. Maybe at least Orc 1, pop down, get a little bit more experience under our belt, then we'll pivot back, head down into Swamp or Spider. I don't love Swamp because we're not going to have very many walls there, and I do love me some LRD, so it might be Spider first. I guess that can hold off that decision, and we'll start heading towards the entrance for Orc here. How's your run going? Pretty well so far here. We're just returning to Dream here after finishing off last week, just nearing the end of Lair, so just getting back into it the first hour here. Had one close call already, which is not great, for sure, not fantastic work on my part, but it did immediately put us back into the right mindset, so hopefully moving forward here, we're in a better place. Okay, I guess that's Orc 1 for us. Get the weird setup today. I'm tempted to pop down and then try and find another upstairs, explore the rest of Orc 1. I don't think we'll find anything too scary. If we do, we can just run away, right? You know, I don't think that's too scary, actually. This isn't quite runaway territory. I should have LRD'd this rock and gone 2 wizards hit. Alas, my mistake there, but let's take these buddies upstairs with us, switch over to Leech, and get slashing. Because if you pump Earth and evocations, apparently Earth saves can do hefty damage, like LRD, never tried it. That definitely makes sense. I think the only staff that I've ever consciously applied that for was the artifact elemental staff, because that one switches off which of the elemental effects it hits with, but that one can do whopping amounts of damage, and it's like a +3 with crazy resistances and defenses, so definitely worth it in that regard, and that makes sense to me. That mechanic there. And Cycle said, man, I'm on a great run. Gargoyle Fighter had such an amazing slime pit. Run super easy, killed the royal jelly, and was going to get out clean, but I went back up the wrong stairway and ended up getting insta-murdered, and it was Skrullitis. Would have been so clean if I'd gone back up the right stairs. Alas, that is the crappy part about DCSS. Sometimes it's just that split moment, the tiniest of mistakes that can completely cascade your run into death. Feels bad when it happens, but hey, there will always be next run. Also, I didn't realize this wizard had a Dagger of Distortion. Good thing I didn't get Abyss at all, not really paying attention there. Yeah, Elemental Staff is great, makes sense. And was just mutated, didn't die though. Oh, I see what you mean. Still alive in Fire Branch of Hell, nice. But yes, no, getting mutated on its own could almost be a death sentence, depending on your access to getting rid of mutations in your run. I've definitely had quite a few unfortunate turnouts there. I guess even one of my deaths in this series to win with every species in the game was ended because I didn't realize or totally forgot that I gave myself blurry vision and thought that, oh, I have so many blink scrolls, I'm totally safe. Just complete foolishness, complete hubris leading to my death there, but it happens for sure, and hopefully it does not happen to you. Okay, get away from the trees. Jeez Louise. Very scary there, but turn things around once we get up. And ooh, another spell book from Sifmuna here. Let's take a look. And it looks like a scary horror themed, very spooky spell book, which does include Necromutation, which I don't think we'll be using it all in this run, but one day maybe we'll do a bit of a longer run. Try and do a 15 rune, maybe even a Ziggurat Hunter, and get Necromutation up and running. Sad to see it on this run because I'm so often struggling to find that spell on one of those longer running, longer lasting runs. But this character is insane AC. Currently, if I put on my 2 rings protection and protection weapon, you could have 96 AC well in combat. It is pretty wacky for sure. Unfortunately, yeah, it does start to wear off by the time you get to where you're at, but still, just for bragging rights alone, that's definitely worth something. Super happy to see a scroll of blinking pop up there as well. Blurred vision can be a death sentence, definitely. No, especially with my proclivity to forget it, because while only one run has died due to that so far in this series, I definitely have over and over again forgotten that I have the effect on me whatsoever, and it's not one that should go lightly. I guess it's kind of ironic for me to bring it up on this run, because I was going to mention that Berserkitis is usually one that can be quite run-ending because it takes away so many of your potential options, but here I am actively running a build where we're purposefully turning ourselves berserk all the time, or I guess not quite purposefully, but we're definitely putting ourselves at risk of it happening in each and every fight. Fortunately, I did finally remember to switch back to my Earth Staff as we get double yanked around by a couple of these harpoon buddies. Jeez Louise, at least there were no other enemies around to take advantage of the ping-ponging effect. Let's take these buddies out. That is a very interesting weapon you have. Definitely is, yeah, a bit of a scary thing. Could be a death sentence in its own right, like we were just talking about. Oh geez. Things have gone downhill real fast here. Let's do a quick check on damages. Definitely not dying in one turn, so I think I'm gonna, for the first time, try and take advantage of some channel mana here. Did that successfully go through? Yes, there it is. Okay, whew. Been a little bit since we had Sif Moon on our side here. Wanted to make sure I'm playing her right, but there we go. While that's channeling in, it gives us extra health as well as more spell power here, thanks to our Spirit Shield. So there we go. Absolutely incredible work on Sif's part there. Love to see that. I found an insane weapon last night. It was plus 10 Dark Maul with Vorpal, 52 base damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Especially, that's the kind of weapon where if you're playing on Trunk with, what is it, Manifold Assault, is it called? Can have just absolutely absurd things happening around you. At least is what I've heard. I don't actually have very much experience with that spell, seeing as I haven't tried out any Trunk and just finally got to this version myself. Can I turn you to stone? Not very likely. Are we skilling swords or just holding our Deathwish Blade? We did skill swords. We're actually probably by this point at minimum delay. Not quite. I was being a little ambitious. But no, because it's just a 3-rune run, well, Leech could get us killed. I thought it might be worth it to see how far into the run it can take us. Okay. So now you are susceptible to fire. There we go. That's what I was taking a peek for. Does that make this worth it? Huh, that actually did do an alright amount of damage, and I'm never going to use this flame wand anywhere else. So let's get a few hits in. And then, yes, some hits of our own as well. Including, actually, or rather than getting our own hits in with spells, I'm going to get into statue mode, try and get a bit more defensive here, try and survive the onslaught now that the Vine Hunter has closed the distance. But seem to be doing okay here. I guess we should double check 3d18 on that, 23 and 27. Man, those numbers really start adding up quickly at that point. Let's do another corrosive bolt. Another bit of flame. Not going great, so let's do ye old blink. Get me out of there. I guess we should maybe be cautious. We don't want to end up putting ourselves into a riskier situation, but this is still good. Get a bit of distance, take out the Thorn Hunter, and there we go. Leech, we can switch back to fight the giant Leech. Seems fitting, and it works out just fine here. There we go. Continue on in Swamp. I'm not loving Swamp. It is just far too wide open. And there are no rocks anywhere. Just feel out of place, you know? When you're not in your element, it just makes you feel kind of iffy the whole time. Jeez Louise. What do you hit? What's your max? Deal extra acid damage. That's very specific, game. Thank you for that. We're so close to just ending it here. Let's take a couple steps back. And blink. There we go. Perfect. Regain our distance advantage. Let off a couple more stone arrows. Ooh. But I don't want to deal with a consistent string of you buddies, though. Let's head back to the stairs while we rest up, just to play it a little bit safer here. Let's not get ourselves killed for no good reason, shall we? And our first bunyip. Could try and petrify the buddy. But let's send in some arrows. The shriek of a bunyip, so loud. Hopefully doesn't call too many forces down upon our head here. And would you look at that? I was just complaining about no rocks a moment ago. There are rocks right there, you dingus. Do you know what? Let's take you inside. Will you follow me? This is not working out at all how I was hoping it to. Probably just wasting time at this point. Actually, and as I give up on my strategy, it suddenly works all of a sudden. Way to go, game. Wanted to pull her away from the trees so that she didn't have any ability to heal, while also being able to LRD without endangering ourselves. And here we go for this fight. I'm gonna statue form right off the bat, give ourselves the nice defensive capabilities of a statue. And there we go. With statue form and leech, we can actually probably slash our way through quite a ridiculous array of enemies. Ideally, at least. Of course, if you get enraged when you're surrounded by things that are just a little bit too tough for you to outright kill, because I do believe that kills extend your rage duration, but if that's not able to be accomplished, then you accidentally pass out from exhaustion. Could definitely be regretting all of our decisions in life, but I'm sure that will not happen to us, so let's use this combination of statue form and leech to just absolutely wreck our way through, fighting like we are a bit more of a brute melee class instead of the brilliantly talented and powerful wizard that we are. And there we go. Swamp 1 is explored. As mentioned, didn't love it. For sure, didn't love it. So, let's also peek our heads into the spider nest. We'll maybe just do the first floor of this as well, and then we can do a little bit of a mental calculus on where we would like to continue here. Turn into a statue and let enemies come to me, though, is my plan in general for the area today. The one thing that has me hesitant, or I guess not necessarily the one thing, just one of the things, hesitant about coming into Spider, though, is the fact that each and every time lately we've been running into fairly early ghost moths. And this is not a run I want to lose to a ghost moth. It's always so close in those encounters. So might have to wait to finish off this area until we have a real source of seeing visible, or I guess any source. I don't even know if we have a crappy option. While we're raging here, let's take a moment to think back. Oh, we could buy a ring of seeing visibility. Never mind, scratch all that. I'm an idiot, and I should just go buy this. Because I did kind of forget that with statue form giving us pretty ridiculous AC, and leech here doing pretty well, we should actually, I think, have a relatively straightforward time here in Spider. And so I think that we should potentially pick up that Ring of Seeing Invisible and just kind of commit to this being our first rune. The only scary thing in this strat, or keep saying only and then instantly regret it because I'm like, oh no, there's so many scary things and so many ways that this could go wrong. Like there, we have not statue formed yet. And we're getting surrounded, so let's run back to the stairs, head up. Okay, that's not too bad. And now we can statue form, I guess. We're no longer Berserk. Dang it, we messed it up and then got confused by Tarantella. Oh boy, what an adventure we're on. Do I try and fight this at all? No, we have a lot of curing potions. I think I'm just going to immediately dip into that, drink a curing potion, and then get confused again instantaneously. Man, if we weren't negative Berserk here, I would be trying to evoke Berserk just to get out of confusion status, or in order to avoid it from hitting us again. Jeez Louise. You know what, fine. We'll do a couple swings. No, I lied. One swing is already too scary for me. Potion of Curing number 2. No confusion? No confusion. Jeez Louise. Turn ourselves into a statue and then just get swinging, and of course the fight is over immediately, making it seem like all the panic was for nothing, but geez Louise, that confusion is a pain in the butt. And there we go. I think what I was trying to say a moment ago, though, was just that orb spiders are a little bit scary because we're slow at walking around, so they can definitely try and take advantage of that, but should be able to make do. And here we go, run into Azrael. Pretty good odds of just petrifying the son of a gun, so I think I'm going to do so. Come on. Come on. Any one of these would be fantastic. Better than 50% chance, folks. Better than 50% chance. Okay, channel magic it is. Jesus, damnation coming in, you son of a gun. And there we go, starting to turn this guy into stone. Let's turn ourselves into stone in a more productive sense. And there we go, just hack and slash. Makes it much easier, much more straightforward than some of our previous encounters have been with that very same unique. Not too shabby. Got him, indeed. No, I'm used to that being extremely stressful, specifically with the damnation effects always having the potential of slamming down. I guess it might just be largely because of how much or how often I have played gargoyles in the past. So when you have the low HP of a gargoyle mixed with the fact that damnation is going to ignore all of that sweet AC that you're normally relying on so much, can definitely lead to some pretty ridiculous situations on runs that are otherwise just breezing through the game without a single care in the world. But as is, we are doing pretty well on this run. I'm feeling a lot happier now that I have statue form under my belt, as long as I'm remembering to cast it at the start of encounters before we get turned into this berserk status. We should be okay. Should be okay. Hey, Torinski, I'll be lurking while I grab a coffee. Hope you're in a good stream, man. Thanks, Rose. Hope you're having a good one as well. Thanks for dropping by for the lurk. Appreciate it a whole lot, man. Hope you have a great run out and a great coffee as well. Very jealous. I could definitely go for coffee myself. A little late for me at the moment. I'd probably be up for quite a while, but it's definitely a temptation, or a tempting idea, as it were. But okay. I guess we can just ignore the ring of positive energy for the time being. We have one on us, so we'll leave that on the floor and continue our journey through Spider here. And I immediately forget to inflict myself with statue form, which we were just talking about. Extremely important here. We'll pop that on and continue our way, finishing off the start of Spider, and definitely I think confirmed to myself that this is the first branch that we should delve down into. So I'm going to do another search for that seen visible ring that we were taking a look at, and let's run up and grab that bad boy. Could be very much a lifesaver over the next little bit. Kind of curious how the speed of channel mana compares against ghost moths or the like. Are we able to gain mana like that? If we're not in too sketchy of a situation, I'll have to maybe test that out a little bit, see how the rates compare. You would think that the ghost moth would win that fight, but I'm feeling optimistic. Maybe, just maybe, we could beat the system there, beat the ghost moths at their own game. But alright, ring of invisibility in hand, let us head back to the spider nest, ready for once for any potential ghost moths, since we have been seeing them quite often on floor 2 these days. So it begins. It's gonna be a whole lot of just going statue form and holding our ground here. Tab, 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 tab. Ooh, an entropy weaver, I guess, does kind of change things. Let's maybe use a bit of mana to simplify the fight. Oh my gosh, get confused by a Tarantella, and then we're berserked as well. Wait, I'm confused and berserk at the same time. I didn't think that could happen. I thought berserk would overwrite the status. Well, geez. This just got real scary all of a sudden. Let's run away. Hop up here. Oh, we got confused. Confused sucks with Zerk. Yeah, no, I thought for some reason that berserking would give us some form of clarity, just because, you know, you're so angry that how could you possibly be confused about anything anymore? All that matters is smashing the thing in front of you. But that's fine. I guess we'll get rid of the confusion effect, hopefully without dying. There we go. And then run away. Oh geez Louise. Statue form running out, of course, at the worst moment. Just absolutely horrible timing. Love to see it. And, I did that dangerous move in the hopes of getting by with not having to use a blink scroll, and now I find myself in this situation where probably just gonna have to do it anyway, bite the bullet. No fear scrolls this game, hey? That's such a shame, too bad. But I think I will use the blink scroll that we just got replenished. Unless something comes to mind in the next split second for me. Let's just play it safe. Better safe than sorry. We are also slow, which is what's making my decision making hard here. We also fail a 3% chance failure on channel magic there, which is not what we need right now. Sif? Oh no. I was hoping to gain enough mana to statue form again. It's 18 damage, you hit a bit harder. Yeah, I think it's still worth it. The only issue there now, actually, before I do this haphazardly, is that 11% chance of failure. Oof. -8 corrosion slowed from berserk. Turns out leech might actually get us killed. I know I've been saying it the whole time, but something in me just didn't believe it. I thought we'd beat the odds. But let's see here. Healing potion only does so much. Another blinking scroll feels like such a waste, and we're not out of it yet. We're just slightly better situation if we can get up to this corridor. I guess when I used the blinking scroll, I probably should have gone down earlier. That was another mistake on my part. We're learning little by little. But yes, I refuse to let this run die, and so I think I might just pull all the stops for this. Get rid of our final blinking scroll, and then just have to start paying a bit more attention to ourselves here, being a little more proactive instead of reactive, as I'm always telling myself but never doing. And so, yeah, let's do it. I would really hate to die in an unfortunate manner there. So let's do this, turn ourselves to stone, and then also get one healing in. And then I think now this is a fight that we can kind of take a little bit more. Fortunately, running away, not completely, or not so much of an option. Let's pull out all the stops. Might potion as well. And there we go. Start slashing. The healing from leech, sometimes giving us a bit more health at the end of turns, which is good. I should be killing the wolf spider now that I think about it. Probably stupid move there, and there we go. Okay. Way harder than it should have been. Jeez Louise. Already, it's pretty hot in this room, but when I put myself in situations like that, I get covered in just a sheen of sweat. Way too much pressure. Let's not do that to ourselves in the future, shall we? And back down we go. Into the depths once again. Gosh darn it. Messed up our attempts to turn ourselves into a statue, so we'll retreat to the stairs instead. Yeah, run away the second we see a Tarantella. Perfect. Let's even just statue form here. Rocks fell on us out of nowhere thanks to that miscast. Fun stuff. Let's try that again though. Perfect. Statue form before we head down. Then get slashing. And there we go with another unique this time. Quite scary. Even with poison resistance, Azul's poison is crazy powerful. Also, if we look for a chance to paralyze, 4%. Not great. Not fantastic work. So, let's just run upstairs before we get confused and unable to do so and find ourselves in panic situations immediately. And let's mark this stairs with an exclusion. Try and remember not to go that way in the future here. Man, after I so confidently declared that Spider was the correct way to go because we were so ready to deal with all of life's problems that we'd run into in this direction, of course, we have to face our fears and have an entropy weaver absolutely ruin our day, along with the first unfortunate berserk that has hit us thus far. That is alright. These things happen. We just have to make do. Oops. Perfect. Just doing a little bit of self-moderating in chat. Fun stuff. And then, oops, I should have statue formed before heading down, but that is alright. Moments of distraction leading me to stupid mistakes are just the motif of the show at this point. But I think what I need to do there is just slow down now. Take my hands even off the keyboard. I keep saying I'm gonna slow down and then pushing input buttons. It's a really bad habit I have. Let's stretch, do a bit of a posture check, maybe even take a sip of the drink here. Lovely. This time, remember, statue form before we head down. Of course, doesn't work a second time. This is embarrassing. There we go. Statue formed up, ready to head down here. Ooh, and more entropy weavers yet to face. Let's definitely bring this buddy upstairs then. So that is a pain in the butt. Even in statue form, we're down to 11 AC with just the horrendous corrosion effect, and now we're at -3 AC with the statue form ending its effect there. Jeez Louise, not where you want to be. Oh my gosh. Why are you so strong? Don't have enough magic to petrify or anything like that. We could channel magic just to give ourselves a bit more artificial health in terms of our spirit shield. Wow, it's crazy that we actually have to think about doing that at this stage. Thought this entropy weaver would go down in a 1v fight, or 1v1 fight, I should say, without too much problem. Perfect. Is that juice that I'm drinking? No, right now I'm drinking ginger ale. My drink of choice these days. Jeez. Okay. I should not have taken one more turn to swing here. -24 corrosion is absolutely absurd. Let's see, is there anything I can do here? 22% chance to fail Divine Exegesis, but we could reach into our pocket there and see what possibilities await. I need to kill you in one turn, and unfortunately I don't know how many guaranteed kill things I have here. And in fact, I have a sneaking suspicion that it's no guaranteed things, because you do have high evasion chance, don't you? There we go. That's why I'm struggling so much. Oh, geez Louise. One thing that I wish that we had identified were cancellation potions. That definitely would have helped out a great deal. I may even quickly check in our unidentified items. Berserk Rage is up there. I'm trying to debate which type of potion this 3-stack would be. And it's probably Berserk Rage or Lignification, something to that degree. Which unfortunately won't help us. A cancellation potion could be any of these single ones, and I believe that would get rid of corrosion. But alas and alack, no such luck for us here. What else do we have at our disposal? So sad to find ourselves in this situation so quickly. I had a feeling this week. I thought that I'd find myself doing better than we have lately, but apparently stupid brain is just in control at all times on camera here. But okay, any of these able to save our life. What does Death Channel do? Not useful. Discord, I also don't think is useful. No, in fact, very bad for us potentially. Doesn't look like we have any of the like full heals. We have Cause Fear, but that's not likely to work, I believe. Yeah, not with our spell level that we cast it at. Again, we're just looking for spells that Divine Exegesis could pull out for us. IMB would at least push them back. Give us a chance, a single shot or opportunity. It's scary stuff. I guess, is Ignition undodgeable? Because if we're just trying to kill you, curious if that would do the trick. And I hate the idea that I'm spending this long debating things, and it's just a potential that I click a button here and we die instantly. Pressure's killing me. But let's see. IMB. Okay, I should also switch this to describe before I accidentally start memorizing something in the middle of combat here. IMB versus something like Shatter. I guess, yeah, why go Ignition if we could just do Shatter? I think that's our only call here, so everyone clench their butt cheeks, cross their fingers, and I think that's going to be the call. Oh, I hate to do it. 22% chance to fail. Might be missing something incredibly obvious here, but you know what? Why not? We're here to have fun. At the end of the day, if we die, it's not the end of the world. For us. Just for Dream. Sorry, buddy. So there we go. Let's do Divine Exegesis. Oh, right. I never figured out how to do this last time. Wait a second. Why am I only able to do... Am I only able to do those ones, maybe? I should... This is embarrassing. I should have read House of Muna's Divine Exegesis works. Because I thought I could cast anything. But maybe I need the mana for it. Okay, that makes sense. Turns out that I've only ever tried to use that ability on 0 mana before. Because last time it was just all that space mark. Well, that's unfortunate. That changes things in a bad way. In a horrible, horrible way. Oh me, oh my. I guess Wands of Ice Blast are undodgeable. So that's something. I guess what about evocables? File Floods. Do you push things away? I don't believe you do. I think you did at one point. But unfortunately, you just silence. Ooh, perfect. And so, after extending this period of time by even longer, what do we have to resort to in the end? It's so annoying because it's one hit away from death. want to put all the necessary thought into it. Does an Ice Blast wand at 0 training kill you? 3d7 is the damage. What do I think that is as a percentage of 71? 10%? In which case it'd be like 7? I believe. Okay, Ice Blast, do it. Oh my gosh, he's done it. He's survived. The dream run is real. Oh, it took way too long to do it, or to get there, as it were. But not only did we manage to survive by taking our time, I also might have finally learned how Divine Exegesis works. That I've just been a complete idiot this whole time about the basic mechanics. Because it makes sense that you need the mana to cast the spells. Good to know for the future that I do have access to level 9 spells, but I have to be cognizant of the prep time involved. Okay, let's just run away the second we go berserk as well. This is how we're going to survive the run, one step at a time. Specifically with, yeah, like wolf spiders showing up and all this crap. Oh my gosh, and another entropy weaver. We're taking this crew upstairs. What is the proper way for me to engage with an entropy weaver? Probably keeping my distance is going to be huge. I guess not getting too, like, worse than -12 corrosion. Probably a big step in that direction. And a horrible start as we begin the corrosion process, but we at least have this corridor to back into. And let's start bombing this buddy from behind with LRD. I think that he does have, or the entropy weaver, I should say, does have smite targeting on the corrosion, but I could be wrong, because I guess we haven't been hit by it that whole time while we were just kind of sitting there with some body blockers. Huh. Not too sure. I think I just got lucky. And so let's continue to treat any and all entropy weavers with the fear and respect they deserve. Jeez Louise. Taking a step towards Azul. We're berserk too. Brain, why do we do this? So we could try and get a couple of hits in while we're berserk, I guess. There's no real point in running. Holy cow. Turns out when we're in berserk mode, we absolutely slay. We just killed Azul. I was gonna do another examination, get more information on her, but okay, apparently the rage lasted just long enough to help us out there, in order to make up for almost killing us just a bit ago. Our berserk rage decided to just do us a solid, carry us the whole way. But let's pop upstairs, finish this fight, and then just try and fight the entropy weaver in an arena of our choosing. Even there is actually pretty good. We can hit them both. Keeping an eye on my corrosion score this time around. But this is nice because LRD is getting past that pesky high evasion stat. Does definitely help to take care of those bad boys. Statue form before heading down. Slowly but surely making this into a full bit of muscle memory. And LRD, perfect. And everything is looking up. Dare I say it? Probably shouldn't say it. Just tempting fate at this point, but gosh darn it, can't help myself. Just going swell here. Restatue form up. Never mind, didn't work. It's really, truly is just a roller coaster of emotions where I'm just sheer panic, horrified to comfortable, and back and forth and back and forth. The lifespan of a DCSS run. But there we go. Fairly straightforward now. Again, make sure we keep that statue form up and running at all times. no ghost moths. So a little bit of extra prep there on our part that was maybe not fully necessary, but I'm ready to immediately see or get my words refuted by the game here and run into one. But I guess it's just the big ol' anthill, which we have not fought the queen ant. Ah. Well, wouldn't you know, there she is. Not too bad, as long as it's just her and she's not berserking all of her ant friends. No problems whatsoever there. Not too shabby. Berserk boots also not getting us killed, fortunately, somehow. And we've got to be just about on this floor. I was just thinking that to myself, and looks like we're pretty close. Another ring of willpower. Probably just ignore that one for now. We might need it in the future though, so it's good to see at the very least. Perfect.